What's going on, family? This is True to the Strat, and yet we have another weekly Watch This video prepared for you today. Jumping straight into things, we got another very packed week coming up, especially with earnings. We have on Monday coming up, we have Palantir that'll be announcing earnings. We have Fubo, Uber, AMD, Spotify, Pfizer, Hut 8, Beyond Meat will be announcing as well. We have Robinhood, IONQ, ARM, Snapchat, Open Door, just a lot of major earnings coming up, Airbnb, Moderna. So keep your eyes out for those few names. Come next week, we do have some red news as well. We have major red news all throughout the week. Monday, ISM manufacturing PMI. Tuesday, we have JOLTS. Wednesday, we have ADP non-farm employment change. And Thursday, we have unemployment claims. And on the 7th, we have core PCE price index, non-farm employment change, unemployment rate, and average hourly earnings. So lots of things to look forward to. We're going to jump straight into the watch list. A lot of good names setting up. I'm going to start off with PayPal. I'm just going to start off with PayPal. So PayPal got beat up. It ran up, got smacked right back to the downside, creating this weird three candle that we got in the week. Now we will open up inside week. We will open up inside week coming for PayPal. But here's what I like about it. I like the daily. The reason why I like the daily, I use something called the point of control. The point of control, again, it's basically where the most shares was sold and accumulated or sold and brought. So at this price point where you see this red line, that is the point of control. And around the price of 68.27, or you can say 68.45, 68.44 is where price loves to accumulate. And you can see how price goes up, go down, goes up, go down. It's like swirling on that POC. Well, if you look around that POC, you'll see how price also like to pop to the upside as well. We did it here. Granted, it was earnings. We got that nice pullback, and then we right back at that POC. Will we see another crazy pop right away? Probably not. But based on what previous price action has done for us, I'm putting my money that we can pop back to the upside or get a nice run back to the upside within the next 2 to 3 weeks. I love the risk to reward. I love the risk reward based on what the contracts is showing me as well, which I'm going to show you in a minute. But we also got a nice discount grabbing PayPal from these lows, the fail two down. So I like calls above 69.65 for the 2-2 rev to the upside. Got your first target of 70, 77, second target of 72, 73, third target previous quarter open at 73.95, and you got your next target at 76.21. And we're going to see if we get up to 79.50 at the quarterly here, right? If this setup fail, you can always cut at the previous month, 66.90 or below 65.24. However, just look at these contracts really quickly. So we got these Decembers, right? Just rocking with the Decembers. Now, remember those targets I just gave you? Let's say we hit those targets by 11/17, right? When is 11/17? 11/17 is the third Monday of November, the third Monday of November, right? So we're giving ourselves about 3 weeks to hit these targets. Now let's say we have these targets right here on the left. So let's give it 73.95, right? 73.95 in 3 weeks, that'd be 47% for December's. And that's ADCs for 105. That is a good risk to reward. Do you think we need 3 weeks to hit 72, 73? I'll let y'all answer that question. Now we have 76.21 or 76.22. That's over 120% within 3 weeks. We can knock these targets out realistically in 1 week or 2 weeks. So I'm just going to put this down to the 14th. And now you see those numbers adjusted. But again, I'm loving the risk to reward on these. I'm loving the way the contracts pay out. Now, if you want some shorter terms, I like the 21 November's 75 C's. I would love to hit that 72.21.22, 76.22 or 21 target. That would range over 100%. Now, if we actually do get back up to this 79.50, which is very, very possible. This was only a 3-day movement. Went back when we were super green. This is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days of movement. So this could happen within a week based on the ATR and how we moved before. And we can definitely get back up to that 79.50. And if that happens, looking over a 400% return on investment. And that's with monthlies. With the Decembers, if you want to go super safe, you over 250% return on investment. And that's within 3 weeks. So yeah, I do the math on how good these contracts can pay out. And all we need is that push to the upside. Even if we was to consolidate at this range or on a point of control just a little bit more, because we have so much time on those contracts, you can pretty much wait it out because you now have the dates and what to expect, how much percent return you can get or return on investment you can get on your money by the time you hit the targets. So it's pretty self-explanatory there. Next ticket I'm gonna talk about is Path. So Path don't look that pretty on the higher time frames, but I do love how it look on the daily because why? It has a pennant. So we're gonna look at the higher time frames real quick, just to show you what I'm seeing. I think the weakest time frame I just don't like. But we are green to the upside. We are green to the upside. Finally got above these highs that's been struggling with previous quarter high. And this previous quarter high was also struggling in those previous quarters as well, at least for the last 1.5 years. So we finally got above that $15.18. Now you go to the monthly, got that nice pullback, a healthy pullback, in my opinion. And now it is forming a pennant. So we will open up inside week, been up, down, holding that 15.18. As long as we hold 15.18, I like the way this is setting up. Also, we did pop 212 to the upside and we finally fell. We got like this little discounted area going on there, and we are sitting at the base of this pennant. Not only that is the base of the pennant, is also a demand zone going on here as well. So that's two confluences telling us that we can expect price to pop back to the upside based on how we range and pop here as well. I'm looking for short targets, 1633. If we can get above 16.76, I'm looking for the target of 17.50. Keep it simple, calls above $16 or 1601. That would trigger 212 to the upside. Again, I would really want to hit that 17.50. That will break us out of the pennant, and let's see if we can reclaim the highs of 18.74 or 18.60. Let's go look at the contracts. We got the 21 November's 16.5 for 87 cents. And again, we hit that 17.50. If we do that in 3 weeks, that'd be a 40% return. If we hit the 1860, that'd be over 130% return. So again, 1750. 1750 is only right there. That could happen in like 1 or 2 days, honestly. 1 or 2 days. Giving ourselves 3 weeks. You never know what could happen in the market. So we give ourselves more than enough time. So we can have the highest risk to reward when it comes to these trades. If I got a lot of time, if I got 3 weeks to hit the stock that this ATR is telling me could do it in 2 days, get where I'm going at, right? So that's the whole idea of why I love swinging and why I like to buy time. Not just buying time just to buy time, but buy time at the perfect price so that we get these targets and make this money. So 18.60, that'd be over again in 3 weeks. Let's say you do that by the 14th, 50, not a big difference. I don't think we're gonna do that by the 7th, but anything can happen. Do that by the 7th. Still some good numbers going on there. So loving the way that's setting up. So again, going with the setup, going with the nice contracts, loving the way path is setting up. Next ticket I'm gonna talk about is VZ, Verizon. Verizon got beat up as well, had some earnings, right? I do like the way Verizon is holding this range here. Right? Just giving y'all like base range. So I love the way Verizon is holding that range. We have the previous year low, which price held based on history. Price held this range as well. So we know that institutions love to buy within this demand zone located next to this previous year low at 37.56, and I want to play that back to the upside. We do have an AMD accumulation manipulation, and that we're trying to distribute back to the upside. So we accumulated here, manipulated to the downside for earnings, and I'm going to see if we get that push just like the way they did in February. We're going to get that push back to the upside. So let's go into the week. The week then closed 2-2 strong. We went 3-2 up, fell right back inside the week of 1020's range. So we will be opened up inside. This might take a little bit more time to develop. Again, this might take a little bit more time to develop. We may never know what happens, but let's see what happens. On the daily, I do like how we got this nice push to the upside pullback. So now we getting in at the perfect entry, the perfect discount again to begin that move, to start that move back to the upside. This is another ticker that I like that have some amazing contracts. Got some Novembers. I probably would just go with, could they come off the lows and trying to fight off this earnings drop. 40 or 41s would be in my lane there. So we got the 40 C's for this December. Again, just buying just enough time, more than enough time to hit our targets. I love, calls above $40. I love 41.32, 41.86, 42.88, and 43.92 as targets. I don't think we need a whole 3 weeks to get up there, but you never know. It's Verizon. We could consolidate some more before we actually kick back to the upside. But let's see how those contracts could pay out. So 43.67, is that one of my targets? 43 just about. 42.88, over 170% in 3 weeks. That's December's, y'all. December's. These are monthlies we talking about. Nice, nice returns for targets that's not too high. 41.86. 96, that's 100% return on investment. That's right there. That's right there. For December's, I'm taking that. Crazy. Got to know. Let's go to November's. 42.88. 400%, 41.86. 41.86 is right there, man. 41.86. 190% return on investment. That's why I like VZ. Because again, coming off those lows and contracts can pay. And I think they beat earnings anyway. So yeah, any trade I'm showing y'all, if this don't pop this week, just be patient with it going into the next 2 weeks. And this is a launch area anyway. Just look at this price point. I'm always looking at previous price points. They had a nice pennant going on there and it popped. And we back on that same previous year close. If we get back above that previous year close, we can start to see that shit that move to the upside as well. This could pay out pretty clean. Big, big moves. Big moves. Next ticker is HD. HD. Home Depot. So what I like about Home Depot is this. Home Depot had that shooter, came all the way back down, turned this level of 374.78. Used to be a supply area. They turned it into a demand area. Boom. We used to always sell off at this range based on these wicks, and now we turned that range into support and demand. Just keeping it real simple. So again, y'all see the sell-off on the wicks. We turn that into demand. We are now holding that price. We had a double inside, thought it was going up. Nope, they dropped it back down. And now we are defending that 374.78, right? This is the low of the week of 10-6. And I think that's very important because we wicked off that bottom. Now, what we want to do is we want to catch that discount to ride this one back to the upside, triggering that 2-2 rev, or go 2-2 rev come the next following week. Doesn't matter. By the time we hit the where it was supposed to explode at the double inside, by the time we hit that, we'd be well in profits. So I think this is the perfect entry to get in on these HDs. Not only that, we got to fail 2 down for the 2-2 rev, and that will give you your entry, right? So above that 2-2 rev is 380.94. So close above 380.94 to trigger that 2-2 rev. Back to the upside. You got a target of 384.70. You got another target of 387.70. You got another target of 393.63. And that's going to be a hard level to get above because that's where we reversed that before. That's where we got all those denials, like all those wicks at the top of that. All right. If we get above that range, then we could see some real money. 397.32, and then we get up to them 400s. Here's the contracts I like on this. I like the 421 Novembers, 400 Cs for 370. Now again, we got a lot of ground to cover with these. We want to get back up to these 400s, but we got to get back above this 393.63. So this is a slightly risky trade, but I think we can make something jump, especially if we could pop off this week, which is very possible. So if I'm expecting us to pop off this week, let's bring these down to 7. If we can hit target, we hit this target of 393 by the end of the week, that's 84%. And that's very much possible to do because it's HD. HD have an ATR or it can run $7 a day. Coming off the 380s, we can definitely hit 393 within 1 week. So that's the idea for that. Any less time would be just more riskier on this trade. If we get above 393, then we can start to really do damage with these contracts. This is for larger ports. If you want to try the December's 400s, again, larger ports. But I like the way HD setting up. Got an AMD manipulation. I mean, accumulation, manipulation, and trying to get that reversal back to the upside. I also like this demand zone that's going on here that I highlighted. This is where price reverse. This is where institutions found some value and pumped this back to the upside. I'm hoping and looking for that same kind of movement back to the upside, if not better. So that's why I like this trade. Okay. All right. Next ticker is Lulu. So keeping it really, really, really simple. Lulu is still coming off these yearly lows that it's been sitting at for so long. So it's back in 2018, 2019, old highs turn into these new lows here. And now we are looking to come up off those lows. And I'm basing this off the wicks. So we got some wicks that shows that we have some buying going on in that area. And now if we look in a week, we did pick up the 2-2 rev, hit 186.43, and then we dropped all the way back down. So it fell. I do like the daily. Daily is what has my attention. Again, we are sitting on top of that point of control as we discussed what the point of control is earlier in this video. And now we're looking for that 2-2 rev to the upside. I'm looking for a nice push to the upside, the same way we had off the point of control at this range here, the same way we had it off this range here. I'm looking for the same thing with Lululemon. Plus also, because the initial push to the upside was missed, this is now opportunity to catch that TTO to the upside or a discount if Lululemon push back to the upside, which I highly confident that it will. So again, calls above this 2-2 rev here. That'd be calls above 171.46, or you can clear this high of 172.21. Hit target of 178.25. You can make another target here, 188, 181.52, 183.05, and then 186.43. So let's check out those contracts. I like the Lululemon 185s for 2.87. And again, this is another one where the contracts can pay as long as we start to push to the upside. We got 181.52. Well, we can say 181.95, right? Let's say we hit this spot of 17. Let's put it 17. I just want to be realistic, just in case we get any pullbacks or any consolidation. So 181.52. I don't think the 181 is going to be worth much. Talking 181.52. Yeah, not really worth much, but the 185.95s is very possible to hit. And that's back at the top. And again, this can happen in 1 week. So we do that by the seventh. That's 171%. You hit 181.52. That's 94%. 181 is only right in this range. Very, very possible. Even 178.25 is possible, especially ahead in 1 week. That's a nice little small layup. And again, this is on monthlies. 190s is available as well. It's about the same range. Anytime less than that will be on the risky side. But that's why I like Lululemon. Just going off this point of control, trying to play that point of control, play this demand area as well, where they keep buying at and looking for that upside push. Next tick I'm gonna talk about is AAL, keeping it really, really, really simple. AAL look crazy on the month, honestly, like a candy cane. I've got a big pennant going on here. We've been holding these previous month lows for some time, bounce off those previous month lows. Same way we did back in October last year. Crazy to the upside. I think that same move is brewing up. Holiday season coming in, but let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. Quarterly still look good as well. We still got room to go two up on the quarter above 1401. So everything look good, and we got these double hammers going on in the year. We did go outside. Yeah, I want to re-trigger that outside. Yeah, actually. So it's come down to the week. We got an inside week. We'll be opening up double inside week. As long as we hold the previous month open at 13.26, I think we are bullish on the stock. And finally, the daily. The daily is a pennant. Not only a daily is a pennant, but got that nice, beautiful fail two down going on there, making this an easy segue to get in. Calls above 13.14. Let's hit the top of this pennant at 13.89. And honestly, this area going to be very tough to get through because this is the same area that's been holding price up for, again, the last 3 months over here. So watch out for that 13.26 range, 13.89 range. Again, it's going to be super, super, super tough. That's where price reject that a lot. 13.89 is where price reject that a lot. So expecting a lot of turbulence there, but we do got our pennant. Got to take this one. If we get above that range, 14.56 will be very, very easy to hit. Then 15.66, in my opinion. We just got to get above this tough area going on there. So just keep that in mind with AAL. Looking at these contracts. Contracts are super cheap. Can pay out as well. I don't expect to hit these targets until about 17. So got 14.56. That's all the way up here. That's getting above all those crazy levels we just talked about. At least get $14. Won't be much in 3 weeks. If you hit that by 7th, that is 100%. So if you get 1401 by Friday, that's very doable. That's up to 100%. I'll take that. We get above this 1401, we got 1456, and that's almost 200%. Okay. So not bad, not bad, not bad at all. Even if you was to hit this 1456, 56% within the next 3 weeks, that's the over 100%. That's right here. It's not bad at all. Okay. Last but not least, TSLL. Now, there's something going on with TSLL. We keep it real simple. We got a big pennant going on here. We got a crazy squeeze going on with Tesla. But Tesla is waiting on something fundamentally as well. But the charts always precede the news. So I always go with the charts first. There is a shareholder annual meeting going on November 6th, right? And the meeting is proposed, they're trying to propose a compensation package for Elon, which could be worth up to $1 trillion. That's tied to performance milestones, right? So They're working on a deal. Now, if this deal goes through and he get this $1 trillion compensation package or whatever, we are saying there's speculation that the stock can pump. Okay. Now, with these charts, it looks like it's ready to go. So we're going to see what happens. Please note that in the same 2154 range, if you look here, that was back at the area with the last major move that we caught way back. This move paid. I'll be back in that same area, right? Squeezing the game, been squeezing for weeks now. So here it is. Remember, that was like a low-key pennant, try to pop out, finally ran. Now we back in that range. And this time, the holdup is even longer. So got the 4 day, just straight accumulation. I'm expecting this to be explosive. Don't know when, just be in it. I actually rather play TSLL. That is the leverage stock for Tesla, and it's way cheaper. And you could get paid the same amount. You get paid twice the payout for the same kind of move. So that's why I like it. We could trigger 212 up to the upside, putting us in calls above 21.65. Then we want to target 23.62. And then eventually get to 25.19. But again, we riding the fundamentals as well. We want to see what's going to happen. Again, we want to see what's going to happen November 6th with the shareholder meeting that is on Thursday. So wait it out. Anything can happen. But this looks very, very, very explosive besides anything. Photon frame continuity to the upside. Not much more to say about that. The 6 hours showing entry, 4 hours showing the entry if you're not in already. Nice 212 to the upside. And honestly, we want to be patient with this, even if it pulls back into the range. Just be a little bit patient. Again, TSL is super cheap. You might go ahead and just grab the 21s. You get the 22s. I don't think I analyzed anything. Oh, yeah, 22Cs is what I'm looking at. Again, if we get up to this 23 or 25.19, can definitely pay way more than this. So again, the annual meeting is supposed to be in the 6th. Let's say we hit this by the 7th. It's 100% return on investment. If you're feeling kind of risky, you could go with the 14s. Only if you're feeling kind of risky. And that's over 120%. I believe Tesla look the same way if you want to go with the Teslas. But I would just play TSLM in all honesty. But yeah, I think TSLM will better. But keep an eye out for that. Right? That concludes my watch list. Happy trading. Stay within your risks, and let's continue to get this money. Peace.